The prisoner secretly hooked the latch outside the door with an iron hook and gently tugged, opening the window on the cell door. But just as he reached out to unlock the main door, a wounded police officer suddenly rushed in. He frantically locked the only exit and then, gritting his teeth against the pain, poured alcohol from the emergency kit onto his gunshot wound in his thigh. The prisoners inside the cell looked on in confusion, but seeing the heavily injured officer escorting them, a daring idea began to form in their minds. Little did they know, disaster was fast approaching. Meanwhile, Fuller was observing the officer's every move through the door's crack, planning to escape while he was distracted. Suddenly, the sound of a chainsaw roared outside the transport vehicle. As the officer checked the cabin monitors, Fuller shoved open the cell door, colliding the officer into an adjacent compartment. Fortunately, Mark reacted quickly, grabbing the cell door. Just as Fuller was about to lock him inside, Mark pressed down on Fuller's eyes, and an enraged Fuller yanked the door open, ready to teach the officer a lesson. But within moments, the injured Mark was thrown down the corridor by Fuller. In the critical moment, Mark drew his sidearm and demanded to know if Fuller was working with someone outside. Fuller hurriedly denied any knowledge. Suddenly, a pungent smell filled the cabin. When the prisoner bent down to touch the floor, he discovered that gasoline had seeped throughout the transport vehicle. Before he could react, the gasoline ignited. In no time, the fire spread to the other cells. As Mark grabbed a fire extinguisher to fight the flames, Fuller took advantage of his distraction and opened all the other cells. Facing the chaos, Mark had no choice but to point his gun and warn everyone to stay put. Just as he was cornered by the prisoners, an urgent message crackled over the radio.
Si queréis quedar libres, solo tenéis que abrirme la puerta.